What is going on, guys? Snickel here, and today I have another trophy talk for you. This is for the week of April 7th, 2019. I know I'm a little bit late, as usual, but I had a little bit of issues. I was waiting on some stuff, so I apologize for being a little bit later than usual. I do want to make a note before I get any farther into the video. I have done some things with my audio and stuff of that sort. So if you think it sounds better, or you think that it sounds different, or something's weird about it, or you like it or you don't like it, let me know down in the comments below. I'm trying to do stuff a little more professionally for streaming and recording things like this, and just overall a little bit more professionally. So if you can hear a difference, or it does sound a little bit different, do let me know down below. Anyway, to get into this, it's not been too productive of a week for gaming. I really haven't done anything at all as I was playing through the week. I'm going to be completely honest. I was on a little bit of a slump because of a game that I'll probably rant about a little bit in this video, but not too much. Anyway, to start the week off, I didn't really play too much throughout the week until the weekend. So as I was playing through the week, I was playing Sekiro, however the freak you guys pronounce it. I'm going to pronounce it Sekiro. I think that's the proper way to pronounce it. But yeah, I was playing Sekiro for the most parts through the week. During the week, like, I've been finding myself not having as much time to play games as I really want to, and that comes down to when I get home and when I eat dinner and, you know, working out and stuff. Usually when all of that is said and done, I'm not on until around 10 o'clock on average. Sometimes I can be on a little earlier, sometimes I'm on later. So I haven't really been able to play as much as I wanted to, let alone stream. I mean, I really wanted to stream more, but if I can't even play, I'm definitely not gonna be able to stream. And I want to really stop staying up until like 2, 3 in the morning. Like, I want my limit to be staying up nowadays like 1, and I'm pulling up on that now. But I wanted to get this video out because, again, it's been a little late, but I've been waiting on some stuff. But yeah, as I've been playing through the week, I have been playing Sekiro for the most part. I was stuck on a boss for about a week and a half. Genichiro, I think is its name, the boss's name. Genichiro Ashani, I think that's how you pronounce it. You know, I ain't one of these weebers, so I don't know how to pronounce that stuff. But yeah, I was stuck on him for, you know, you can see here, it was about a week, 6 days. And it was just frustrating. I'll talk about this. I'll talk about Sekiro in a little bit. I'll probably rant about it. But that's what I was playing through the week for the most part. When it came to the weekend, I did do a Star Wars Battlefront boost on Sunday again. This is the last boost that I had to do with that big group of people. So we did end up finishing up the last DLC. So it was the Death Star. So it was the battle station wins. So we got the 10 battle station wins, and then we also got the trophy for playing on all maps around the Death Star. So I'm done the Death Star DLC. I got done the Bespin DLC like last week or something like that. All I have to do to get done the Rogue One DLC is to reach rank 100, which isn't that bad. And then for the Outer Rim DLC, we were working on extraction wins and playing on all maps, but that kind of got shelved. So we'll probably pick that up this weekend and try to finish that up. And then the last thing that I really have to do for this game, or the last thing that I want to do this weekend, is I want to get these random trophies for these random game modes. Should be pretty easy. And then hopefully get these 2 trophies. And then after all that's said and done, all I should have left is survival, which I can just do whenever. That's not that big of a deal. But anyway, for the most part, or not even for the most part, I'm basically done when it comes to that big group that I was boosting with. I'm completely done with them now, so I don't have to do anything with them anymore, which is very, very nice, because that boost was quite annoying. I guess on a little side note, this weekend was more annoying than any other. So the first weekend that we started, we did the hardest trophy that I think in the base game, which is this crush them with 1 swift stroke, which is to trample 25 soldiers with the ATST. So their goal was to get that trophy, to get this tow cable trophy, and to get this Y-wing trophy at the bottom here. That was their goal. Everything in Walker Assault, let's try to do it right now. Then they went away for about a week or it was 2 weeks. They skipped 1 week. They came back the second week, and they were like, okay, for this week we're gonna be doing the Bespin Sabotage DLC. So they did that, and we basically did a DLC a week. So we did the Bespin DLC one weekend. The next weekend we did the Rogue One Scarif DLC, and then the Death Star DLC. So when we did the Bespin DLC, it was a little annoying because Sabotage is a kind of an annoying game mode, but it is bearable. Even with a few randoms, it is bearable, which we were coming across some randoms when we were playing through. So we got through that. The next weekend, we did the Infiltration game mode, which Infiltration, very easy. The team that's playing can win in like 2 to 3 minutes. So that's an extremely easy game mode. We blew through that in probably like an hour, 2 hours. 2 hours, we were done 10 wins on both sides. It was amazing. So then we get into the Death Star DLC. And oh boy, was this the experience. Now, if you guys have, showed up to the streams or you've heard Carlos talk about it, you heard that this boost was an absolute atrocity. So let me explain what happened for the people that haven't heard. So when we got done the Rogue One DLC the one weekend, there was a few people that stayed on, and the general idea was, okay, we did this DLC. Now, is there anyone on that wants to get the R2-D2 trophy in the Death Star DLC, which is that trophy right here, Stop That Droid, which is to restrain R2-D2. And everyone stayed in. You need 12 people to start the game. We had 12. So 12 people, we all came in and we did a full game. The one team restrained R2-D2. The next team restrained R2-D2. So I already had one win of Battle Station plus the R2-D2 trophy plus the map trophy. So I was like, okay, I'm already ahead of the other people, but this is kind of, whatever. So anyway, the boost starts last weekend. And again, the boost was for Battle Station. So I'm like, okay, cool. So we start up Battle Station and they're like, okay, well, we tried to play Battle Station last weekend and I think it took more than 10 minutes. So we should probably just AFK for 10 minutes. Now, mind you, when we were playing through Battle Station, the main goal was to kind of, what's the best way to say this? We were not really wasting, but we were putting a lot of time into restraining R2-D2. So we would play the first round, then we play the second round, waste like 5 minutes restraining R2-D2, come out to the last round, do the last thing. Ooh. So it was taking longer than 10 minutes because we were wasting about 5 minutes restraining R2-D2. So the guy that was running the boost, he was like, hey, listen, so if we play through, it's probably going to take longer than 10 minutes. So we should probably just AFK the rounds. Now, I'm not going to complain about AFKing, right? Cool. I can put my controller down for 2 rounds, go do my own thing, come back, and I'll have my stuff done. I'm cool with that. I'm not going to say no to that. So we were doing that. But the problem is everyone was bringing their friends in. There were so many new people that were joining that we were actually filling a full lobby of Battle Station up. So people that were playing from previous weeks couldn't even get in because people were inviting their friends and doing this. So it was, first of all, it was just poorly organized. People that were actually there for weeks weren't able to actually get into the boost. So that was the first no that I had with this whole session. So then to carry on, we AFK, we get through about 5 wins, which takes 100 minutes, which basically 2 hours. It takes, we're 2 hours in, we're halfway done. And I'm like, well, this is, it's taken a while, but it's pretty smooth sailing, so I'm not going to complain. So halfway in, the guy running the boost and another guy, they're like, hey, who doesn't have the R2-D2 trophy? Let's rebalance the teams and get that trophy real quick for people. And everyone was like, because everyone that was in the boost was not anyone that was there the week before. So they didn't have the trophy, but there were some people that were in it, like me and a few other people. So it didn't matter if we spoke up, because if we said no, there was so many people saying yes that they would have been like, oh, well, we're going to do it. So they basically stopped the 10 wins mid-cycle, like we were 5 wins in, they stopped it, rebalanced the teams, and did the R2-D2 trophy for people. So that was like a waste of like a half an hour because they had to rebalance all the teams, send invites, we had to find the match, everyone had to be on the right team. Like, it was very annoying, very annoying. So anyway, that happens. And we finally get the trophy. It was a waste, like I said, a waste of like 30, 40 minutes, but we finally get that done. And everyone's like, okay. As we're finishing that, then the next thing is, oh, we should just do the map trophy now. And again, I didn't have the trophy, so I'm not going to complain, but Why would we go for that? Let's just finish the wins and then go for the map. Let's just do 10 wins, do the R2D2 trophy, do the map trophy. Very easy. Their thought was, oh, well, if we do the R2D2 trophy, that'll count as a win for some people. So we're technically still working towards wins. At the end of the day, the R2D2 trophy, us going for that actually helped me because I was on the winning team for R2D2. And then after that, they let the opposite team win, which was my team again. So I got 2 wins in a row. So at the end of the day, it helped me, but it was still annoying that we were like mid-cycle. They stopped the cycle. They went to do another trophy, then another trophy, then came back to the cycle. Let's just finish the cycle, go do the 2 other trophies, and we'll be done. All I'm going to say is that boosting session was run so poorly that weekend, and it was run so smoothly the few weeks before that. I was kind of disappointed. But anyway, with all that being said, with all my bitching being done, what it comes down to is I'm done all the stuff that requires 12 people or 16 people. There's one more thing that I have to do that requires a decent amount of people, and that would be this Supremacy trophy, which Supremacy is still played, so I'm not too worried about it. And then the other trophy is winning a match in each multiplayer game mode. There is a game mode that requires like 12 people, but I'm assuming that if I just search best server or whatever, I'll find a game and I can get a win in that, hopefully. But those are the 2 other things that require like a multiple amounts of people. So this is being worked on. It'll be done hopefully within the next, I'm not going to say like a few weeks. I'm going to like say a month or 2. I'll probably have that platinum, but I'm not really pushing for it. Like I could really just hop on there, do all the survival stuff and get all that out of the way first, but I'm not really sweating on that too much. It'll happen when it happens, right? Not going to rush it. Up next, Sekiro. Again, I'm not going to talk about this too much because I'm going to talk about this. I'll rant about this a little bit later on or after this next game. And then next up we have Grand Tour. So they did release the final episode for Grand Tour, episode 13. So I hopped on there, did all the trophies for that DLC pack. And the only thing that I can technically platinum this game now because all of the episodes are out and people are platinuming it. All I have to do to platinum it is to get 50 wins with each character and then do, it's not technically for the platinum, but for the 100%. Then I just have to use a few of these power-ups multiple times. So I should be pretty close on some of them, but there's some like Guy Fawkes and Elephant Race, which I've not used at all, or Nuisance Call. So I'm going to have to use those. Hopefully I can get those trophies done by the time I get my 50 wins with each character. If not, then, well, we'll have to see. But I didn't want to really boost these, or I didn't really want to go for these wins on stream because it's just really boring. It's something that I'll try to do in my free time at some point, but I probably won't get around to it for a few weeks. But I didn't want to do all of these wins because that's what, 50, that's like 200 races right there that I'd have to sit and play through. And the races go for like 2 minutes. So, you're talking like, I don't even know. Too much math. This is like 7 hours of just straight racing. So yeah, I'll do that at some point, but I'm not really going crazy for that. And again, lastly, the last thing I want to talk about is Sekiro, which is the game that, again, I've been playing this week the most. Actually, you know what? I should mention this. I don't know if I mentioned this last week. There was a DLC that came out in Odyssey. I don't know when it came out. It came out the 4th. The 4th would have been Thursday. So yeah, I did do this last week. There was another one of these additional feats came out, which ties into the Atlantis DLC. So I heard that the Atlantis DLC is going to be coming out the 23rd. So about a week and a half. So I'll be playing that day 1 on stream and everything. But I did want to mention that. I couldn't remember if I did that or not. Hopefully they'll release those other feats in between then. I've been watching Ubisoft's Twitter to see if they'll release anything, but haven't seen anything. And again, lastly, to end the week, we have Sekiro. Now, in the past few weeks, Sekiro's only been out for 2 weeks. We're going on 2 weeks this Friday. It came out and people were like, wow, this platinum, holy shit. And no one was getting it. And then some people got it. And now it's like a 15% platinum. It's going to turn into Bloodborne. It's actually crazy how many people have platinumed it. Now, like I said, I was stuck on the boss, which is, I think this trophy right here. No. This trophy right here. Ganirtro. I know how to pronounce this. I just don't know how to right now because I'm being, my brain's being stupid. Ganirtro Ashani. Again, my brain being dumb right now. Anyway, I was stuck on him for 5 days. and I would sign on like a week. I think it was 6 days between triggers, but whatever. It felt like an eternal lifetime because I would sign on. I tried to do him on stream, couldn't beat him, and every time on stream I would give him a few tries, and I would sign on every night, give it a few tries. It was just annoying me. And this is one of the things that's really annoying me about this game because I'm on another boss now that's doing the same thing. But like the game tells you up front, like, oh, this is a 2-phase boss because they have the little health circles. Then you do their 2 phases and you're like, oh, I finally beat them. And then just like they resurrect and have a magical 3rd phase. And the 3rd phase is crazy. The last phase is always stupid. I don't know why they're doing this with the game. I don't know why that's like a feature. I mean, cool, neato. It's a cool part of your game, but it kind of stupid. Okay, it kind of stupid. It's kind of stupid to go into a boss battle, think you're doing something, and then hit the 180, and then the game hits a yeet on you, and you just die immediately. Because this Genichiro battle, the first 2 phases, very, methodical is probably the best way to say it. You can be very defensive, but once you learn his moves, you kind of know what you need to do. So you can become very methodical with fighting him. Then you get into the last phase, and you have to throw all the shit that you just learned basically out the window and be as aggressive as possible. And the thing that's annoying is you don't really get too much practice with the last phase because you're putting so much time into learning the first 2 phases. By the time you get to the 3rd phase, you have no resources and you're panicking and you die. So it's kind of stupid. Maybe I just suck at the game. It's a possibility, but it is really annoying. And a few things to rant about this game. I'm not going to say that Sekiro is a bad game. Overall, it's a good game. The environment is good. The combat can be okay. There's a lot of good things about the game. There's a lot of things that I really don't like about the game. One of the things, which is a big problem that I had with Bloodborne, not really with the Souls games, but with Bloodborne, is your character feels almost weightless. Again, in Souls games, you could get weight on you, and then when you rolled, you actually felt like you had a little bit of weight. In Bloodborne, you could dodge all over the place, and your guy felt weightless, and that's how you feel. That's how Sekiro feels. You feel weightless when you're on the ground. For some reason, when you're gliding or when you're using your prosthetic to like grapple and stuff, you feel like you have a little bit of weight. When you do that like little flip thing, like you feel like you have weight, and when you land. But when you're like scurrying across on the ground, you feel like you have no weight, and you're just like kind of like hovering on the ground and just moving. It's a very weird feeling. So that's one of the things that I really don't like about the game. Again, these are more subjective thoughts, so you can completely disagree with me if you want to. That is an option. Another thing I don't like, which I said I kind of did like, is the combat. So the combat, the overall format of the combat is interesting. It makes sense. The whole posture thing, the whole rebuilding of posture, having more health, the whole thing with, at least for you, your posture going down when you're only defending, not when you're just standing there. Like all this stuff, very well put together and well thought out combat system. The lower the health, the faster the posture goes down, the slower that an enemy is able to regain their posture. So you're able to break their guard and then get a kill shot on them, obviously. So like that whole aspect is cool, but there's like little things about the combat that irritate me the most. And one of the biggest things is input with the controller. Now, I don't know how you fix this, okay? But for some reason, it feels like when you press buttons on your controller, it takes too long for the input to actually happen. Now, I know there's a lot of factors to this. There's a lot of factors with latency with your monitor, latency with wireless controllers. I understand this, okay? I'm not stupid. I understand all these aspects of latency. But there's just something about this game that you don't really get with other games. Even if you play something like Bloodborne, you play a Souls game, you don't really get too much of a latency or lag input when you press a button to what you get with this game. And the reason that it irritates me the most, especially with this game or just any Souls game in general, is when you have a game that is so structured about perfect timing on defense to get deflects, perfect timing on offense to be able to sneak attacks. And when the game is so much about timing and having perfect timing, it's kind of annoying that you get a little bit of a latency input when you're doing stuff, because, you have to think when you're seeing something, your brain is saying, oh, that's what I need to do. That's what I need to press. And then you're pressing it. Oh, well, your reaction time sucks, Snickel. That's why you're not doing it in time. No, trust me, I'm doing it in time. The game just ain't picking it up that I'm doing it in time. I know that there's a lot of aspects to it, and, it's probably not as easy as I'm making it out to be, but there is just something about the latency with the input that is very annoying. And like I said, when the game is based so much on having pinpoint accuracy with inputs and what you're doing, it can be annoying. So that's one thing. Latency is annoying. The other thing that annoys me is the blocking. And this kind of comes down to the latency as well, because if you miss a block, then you're going to get slammed by the person's attack, and you're not going to be able to block right away. So it's a little annoying. They kind of build off of each other, but the other thing with blocking is it just annoys me that you cannot block mid-attack. And what I mean by this is you're not able to cancel a move that you're doing to block. Because with a boss, like when you're fighting a boss, a boss can have different combinations of attacks. So, the boss might stop and you think, okay, they're stopping. I have a second to get an attack in, but then they hit you with some combo because they can mix their combos up, right? So if you're going to attack and then you're like, well, shit, they're going to hit me with this combo. Once you press that button to attack, there is literally no way for you to stop your attack and block. But there are ways for bosses to do that. That doesn't seem fair to me. Unless there's a skill that you can get later in the game that's like a canceling attack block. It annoys me, because there's multiple times in the game where I'm going for an attack or I'm just being super aggressive, and then I need to stop being aggressive and block, but I actually can't because I can't stop attacking and block in the middle of an attack. That's a little bit annoying. So that's a few things that annoy me with the blocking in the game. The last thing that really annoys me, and I figured this out with this Gnocchi, Grenade, whatever his name is. I can pronounce it one time, but I can't the next. The other thing that really annoys me with the game is the tracking of enemies. And specifically the tracking of enemies' attacks. Again, when you have a game that is built on pinpoint inputs and precision of either blocking or dodging or anything of that sort, it's annoying when you know what you need to do and you do it, but then the boss still hits you. It's stupid. And the reason I'm bringing this up is, again, with this battle and a lot of any other boss battle or mini boss battle that you do, you're going to come across this where they're going to do something, and especially with the dodging. For some reason, the dodging is broken. And I realized this with one of the mini bosses, right before this Gnocchi guy, there's a mini boss that you fight right below him. And with that guy, it doesn't matter if you're blocking, he can actually hit you through your blocks. He can damage you through your blocks, which, first of all, that's a little cheesy, but whatever. But what I realized when I was fighting him was I was getting pissed off because I was like, there's literally no way for me to actually dodge his attacks. If I dodge back, he charges at me. If I dodge to the side, I don't have enough time. But what I realized was you can actually dodge his attack every time to the left for some reason, if you get it right. So I started doing that, and I'm like, wow, this is actually working. This is ridiculous. I didn't think this would actually work, but it's working. This is way crazy. So then I kind of realized that it came down to where you're dodging. Which, okay, that makes sense. That's another layer to the game. You can't just dodge everything back or dodge everything to the left, dodge everything to the right, or dodge everything forward. There's things that you have to do or certain ways that you have to dodge for certain attacks. Okay, I mean, cool. Another layer, another aspect to the dodging. But the thing that's annoying the most is even when you do dodge, it doesn't work all the time. You know, the boss that I'm on now, the Great Ape, he has a few unblockable attacks. And one of the unblockable attacks is he jumps in the air and then kind of body slams, but he'll grab you when he body slams. And the way that you're supposed to dodge this attack is just to dodge left or right. It's not one of the ones where you have to jump in the air or you dodge towards him to hit parry. It's one where you just dodge to the left or right. For some reason, it doesn't matter which way I dodge to the left or right. He always gets me. Now, I probably could dodge backwards, but I feel like he would still hit you. But the dodging is just so jank for some reason. And sometimes it's perfect. Like if you know an attack and you know that you can parry that attack, which is a block and a dodge forward, and you kind of put your foot down on the blade and do that, I think that's a parry. Don't quote me, but I think that's what it's called. If you can learn the attacks, you can actually hit those consistently. But then for other stuff, you can't hit it consistently. There's just weird things. Again, when you have a game that is based so much on accuracy and just being able to do stuff with just pinpoint accuracy, and you have latency and your dodges aren't working and mechanics aren't working. Another thing, which everyone talks about this, the biggest boss in the game is the camera. You will, when you play this game, you're going to get into scenarios where the camera just is straight up broken. It just doesn't work. And this is just a common theme from Software games. Games that From Software make, for some reason, they don't know how to make a camera work. It's your biggest boss in the whole game is going to be the camera. It's just what it comes down to. So again, I don't dislike the game. I'm going to keep playing it on stream. I'm going to get through it. I'm going to get the platinum eventually. Mark my words. But overall, it is a good game. Should it be getting the praise that it's getting? Sure. I'm not gonna rain on its parade. It's a good game. It's an okay game, I guess. It's definitely not a game of the year contender for me. It's not a game like Bloodborne. It doesn't have that impact for me, but it's an okay game. But it does have its flaws. And I don't know if people are looking past these or people aren't having these issues or what. If it's just me being stupid, I've gotten through a lot of games. So I kind of think I know how to play a game when it comes down to this. So that's just my 2 cents. I'm not going to tell you don't buy the game. If you want to buy it, go buy it and go play it. But just know that you're going to be in for some difficulties when you're playing through it. And they might not be difficulties that you thought were going to be your issue. But anyway, that's my little rant with Sekiro. I don't want to go on too much longer. I see that this is going for about almost around 28 minutes right now. I don't want to go too much longer. I know you guys are asking for these hour-long episodes, but I can't do it, man. I can't do it when I don't have stuff to talk about. I hit you with the double rant this week. I don't know. I don't know if I have a triple rant in me. I hit you with the Star Wars rant and a Sekiro rant, so I don't know if I can hit you with anything else. But that's what I've been playing this week. What do I plan on playing in the upcoming week? Kind of still up in the air right now. Obviously, I'm going to be playing Sekiro on stream when I can. Star Wars Battlefront would be nice to get the rest of the online done. I think, if anything, we'll be doing that Friday or Saturday night. I know that the group is doing another boost this weekend for possibly Sabotage or other things that people weren't able to get into. So I know Carlos and Kent might be hopping into that and doing that. So after they do that, we might hop on and just finish up the extraction and all the other random stuff. If any feats come out for Odyssey, I'll be hopping on those, maybe grinding out some Grand Tour. Another game that I would love to get back to is Game of Thrones. I played through the first 2 chapters, like a week and a half or 2 weeks ago. So I'd like to get back to that at some point. I've been playing NBA Live 19 online with Carlos and Almighty the past week, so I'll probably play a little bit more of that. Maybe I'll earn some trophies. And then the other thing is Garden Warfare 2. Just hopping on there, seeing when stuff's going on. But I don't think that there's anything else really that I've been or that I plan on playing. Again, I really don't have as much time as I want to in the afternoon, or after work. But I'm trying my best. Trust me, I'm trying my best when it comes down to it. I guess another thing I want to talk about. So playing through Odyssey, right? So I've been playing through Odyssey. You guys know I play this on stream for like a month or something. It was crazy, but I really enjoyed Odyssey. And then, what was it? 2 weeks ago, they released Assassin's Creed 3 Remastered. Now, I haven't played Assassin's Creed 3 Remastered yet. I own all the Assassin's Creed games that were on PS3 on PS4 besides Rogue. So I own 2, Brotherhood, Revelations, 3, Liberation, the Chronicle games. I own all of them. Basically everything but Rogue I own on the PS4. What I'm waiting for, this is what I'm waiting for. Please, Ubisoft, please, for the love of God, for the love of everything that I love, please, can we just get an AC1 remaster? It doesn't have to be a remaster. Just port that boy to the PS4, because if they do that, I will literally sit down and play I'll play them in order. 1, 2, Brotherhood, Revelations, 3, Liberation, 4. I'll just go and play all of them all over again. So please, Ubisoft, do it to me. Please put that out so I can play Assassin's Creed 1 and get some trophies. I kind of feel like they're going to, because they said they're going to be taking a year off this year from Assassin's Creed like they did for Origins. But they also said that for Odyssey, and they put Odyssey out the year after. And they already kind of somewhat leaked what the next Assassin's Creed is going to be. It's supposed to be in the Viking Age, so we'll see if that happens. There was another thing that was leaked with Watch Dogs 3. I don't know if you guys saw that, but apparently Watch Dogs 3 is supposed to be in London, so that'll be pretty cool if they actually go through with that. Talking about Watch Dogs, I should really do that Watch Dogs 2 DLC. I've been thinking about that recently on stream, is kind of going through, back through my good old list of, what am I doing? Platinum, but not 100%. So going through this list and kind of working through that. I knocked a few games off of here. I'd like to knock a few more. Like ones that I could do on stream is like Tabletop Racing World Tour, easy. Watch Dogs 2, easy. Spin Tires, easy. Horizon and Resident Evil 7, easy enough. I just have to play them. Middle Earth Shadow of War, easy. I'm working on that Destiny 2. I guess I should mention that is, I've been hopping on Destiny 2 over the weekends for the past month or so, logging on because they're actually selling Forsaken exotics, which you need for this 10 Forsaken exotic armor, weapons or armor trophy. So I've been hopping on every week for the past month and seeing if they have any Forsaken exotics for sale from Xur. I got up to 8 so far, so 2 more and I'll have 10. But I ran out of shards to buy them, so I actually might have to hop on and play this game this weekend for a little bit. The last thing to do in this, which I don't know how hard this is actually going to be, I'm kind of scared, but that seal the deal to complete a Triumph seal, I don't know how difficult that's going to be. I was looking at some stuff. It looked somewhat difficult. Some of them look pretty stupid. So I'll just have to wait and see. That's just one that like I'm just gonna have to wait. I feel like waiting is gonna be the best scenario for that, and not just going for it straight out. But that's just me personally. But that's coming through. Again, nothing too crazy. As for like For Honor, I'm really waiting for another double XP weekend in For Honor to knock that out. If I can get one more double XP weekend in For Honor, I can finish up that game and be done with it. Because the last thing I have in that is just reaching rep 7 with a character, and then completing quest of 5 different rarity levels, which they go hand in hand. So another double XP weekend, and I'll be done For Honor, back to 100%. And that platinum has been tanking recently. And then a few other things like Uncharted 2. I said I wanted to get back to that after Last of Us, but then Star Wars kind of came up, so that's kind of been on hold. And Uncharted 3, man, I don't even know if that's going to happen. I got to get done Uncharted 2 first, but I don't even know if that's going to happen at this point. So, we'll wait and see. Anything is possible. I've been trying, or I've been thinking of recently trying to finish up some games that I've done the multiplayer for, because I've really had itches to play certain games. I've gone out and bought more games, obviously. So, I've had just certain itches to play certain games. Like this weekend coming up is actually, anyone that pays attention to golf, this weekend is the Masters for golf, which is like one of the biggest events of the year. For the most part, one of the biggest events of the year. And Tiger Woods 14 on the PS3 is a golf game that's still obtainable. It's the only Tiger Woods game that's still obtainable, and it's actually a game that is based around the Masters. So I was like, damn, maybe I should go play that. It's a perfect time. It's the Masters, like it's Masters season. Go play a Masters golf game. That'd be pretty cool. But no, there's been a lot of games on the PS3 that like I've completed the multiplayer for, and I'm just like, I would really love to go play them. Actually, if I go over here, if we go to my Twitch channel, I actually left. If you guys aren't following me on Twitch, go ahead and follow me over there on Twitch. I'd really appreciate that. But actually on Twitch, I leave down here. I kind of started a list of running games that I want to do, upcoming platinums that I want to get through. So you can see there I have Sekiro, Game of Thrones, Band Hero, Far Cry Classic, Dirt 4. So decent amount of games. Again, I might throw some things in there here and there. Like I wasn't really planning on trying to platinum Sekiro as soon as I am, but like I kind of want to platinum it just to get it out of the way. Another game that I'm probably going to just try to go for the whole franchise. You guys probably know about it. Someone left a comment on the last video or the one before. It's going to become a huge meme now, I can already tell. But there is the DLC is getting delisted for Drive Club, and the servers are going down like a year from now. So I was thinking about, well, why don't I just hop on and just platinum Drive Club? Just platinum 100% Drive Club. Same for bikes, VR. Just get the whole franchise out of the way so I'm not sweating last second. But there's a lot of like games on PS3 that I've done the multiplayer for that I would just love to go back and get done. Like for some reason, and I don't know why, don't make fun of me, but for some reason I've had the biggest urge to play a NASCAR game. So I probably wouldn't play any one of these that I have on my list right now. I would play another one that doesn't have online, but I've for some reason just had the biggest urge to play a NASCAR game. I don't know why. I really don't know why, but I need to go back and finish things. Obviously, I've been putting so much stuff on my list. About a week ago, I actually sat down and counted all the games in the past year and a half or 2 years where I've just strictly done the multiplayer for, that if I just played it, I could get the platinum. Now, these were games that I strictly just did the multiplayer for. I'm not talking easy peasy games or games that I have on my list that I could do that are easy. I'm talking strictly games that I've done the multiplayer for, and I can just play it and get the platinum. And it counted out to like 90 games where I've done the multiplayer. I just need to play it, and that platinum is mine. So maybe I'll get around to those at some point. There's a lot of easy peasy games that I want to play, or that I probably should play that I own, to like boost my numbers, if you want to say that. Another thing that I've really been debating is just plain easy peasy platinums. Like, obviously I don't want to dedicate a day to doing it, right? Like I don't want to be like, hey, every Thursday I'm going to play an easy peasy game. But it would be interesting, like every stream, like starting with like an easy platinum. That might be something that I do. Like every stream, just do one easy platinum, and I could delete it off my account, and do it like an hour, right? Something short, like hour or so. So maybe I'll do that. Maybe that's something. If you guys watch me on Twitch, if you don't watch me on Twitch, you should definitely go follow me. But if you do watch on Twitch, if that would be something that you'd be interested in, like basically every stream starting with like an easy peasy platinum, then let me know, because that's definitely something that I just thought of that would be kind of interesting. It would get me to play these easy games, and then I can delete them. Well, I wouldn't even delete them off my PS4, but I could at least play them and get some more platinums. And it wouldn't always be platinums. It would be 100% too. You know, we're not just talking platinums. Oh, a game that came out this week that I really want to play, but I don't know when I'll get around to playing it, is Dangerous Driving. Now, I know you guys probably follow Carlos, so you guys probably saw his stream on Tuesday. He actually streamed Dangerous Driving day one, and he literally put the Burnout 3 music right behind it. So he was literally playing Burnout 3. If you guys know, the guys who made Dangerous Driving, I think they're called 3 Field Entertainment, something like that. They're the ex-dev of the Burnout games. Now, they developed it and then EA published it. You guys are probably like, well, that's an EA game. No, it's like EA published it, but they developed it. So I guess they got dropped or they quit or whatever, and they went and made other games. The first game that they made, we can actually go. The first game that they made on the PS4 under their name is this game, Dangerous Golf. And it was notoriously known as being like, hey, these guys made Burnout. They know what they're doing. So it was kind of notorious for that. And then after that, shortly after that, they came out with the Danger Zone game and then Danger Zone 2. And if you guys played Burnout before, the Danger Zone games are basically the crash events in Burnout. They're the events where you start and then you have to go and make the biggest amount of money or the biggest crash that you can make, essentially. So it caused the most amount of damage. So that's those games. And then Dangerous Driving is literally the racing portion of Burnout. So it's pretty cool. I mean, like, I'm glad that this dev is actually doing stuff that they used to do, and they're not a dev. Like, most times when you have a dev and they go indie, right? Because there's a lot of issues right now with people getting the term indie mixed up. And I can give, you know what, let's give a little bit of a teaching lesson. We got the teacher Snickel here. Gonna school you real quick. A lot of people get the term indie mixed up with just very poorly made or small games, right? When you think of indie, you think of stuff where it's like these games over here, Jack and Jill, and, you know, like a bunch of crappy like games, a lot of games where there's not much content. It was just someone who was just sitting there, they made a game and then they put it out, right? That's what most people think of indie games. The true definition of an indie game is a game that is independently published by the company who developed it. So a game like Dangerous Driving was developed by Three Field Entertainment and published by Three Field Entertainment. Same thing with these Danger Zone games. You'll see they didn't put the publisher for Dangerous Driving, but you'll see the developer is Three Fields Entertainment and the publisher is Three Fields Entertainment. Same thing with Dangerous Golf. Three Fields Entertainment, Three Fields Entertainment. So they're an indie developer because they are independently publishing the games that they develop. So I feel like a lot of people will get that mixed up sometimes, and they're like, "Oh, best indie game." Like I'm thinking right now, there's a game. Okay, so a game like No Man's Sky, right? This is a game that was notoriously known for being a hot pile of garbage, which I need to get back to at some point. But this was a game that when it came out, a lot of people were like, "Oh, indie." The thing is No Man's Sky isn't technically an indie game because it was developed by Hello Games. They were also a hand in publishing it, but it was also published by 505 Games and Sony. So they weren't independent with their development and publishing. They had other folks in that were helping out with the publishing side of it. So basically indie is like, if they're the publisher and the developer, they're doing everything independently, then they are an indie studio. So the Dangerous games, they're all indie games. So that's my little lesson for the day. Little schooling for the day for anyone that wants to get the term indie messed up, because it's such a widely used term now for stuff that when people just see a game, they don't even look at that aspect of it. They see the game, they're like, "Oh, that's a piece of shit. That must be an indie game." I mean, I guess that's that can be a good assumption to make, because if it's a bad game and it didn't get QA'd through the people that are probably publishing it, because I'm assuming the people that publish it would QA a game that they're putting their name on, then safe assumption that it is being independently published by the people who developed it. So anyway, that's just a little sidetrack. you guys are probably thinking that I'm trying to make this video an hour long by going off on some tangent, but trust me, that's not my goal. My goal is to be in bed right now. So yeah, anyway, I'm getting off track. Dangerous driving, I want to get around to, but I also want to do the danger zone games and dangerous golf. So I don't know when I'll get around to it. You know, for the longest time, I have been such a stickler on doing games in chronological order that they come out or that it makes sense in the franchise. So for these dangerous games, like personally, I would like want to do dangerous golf and then the danger zone games and then dangerous driving. But when it comes down to it, I've kind of been having a whole different thought on it. And it's just like, just do whatever you want to. Like if I want to go platinum Far Cry 4 right now, I'm not going to not do it because I don't have Far Cry 2 platinumed. Like if I want to do it, then I'm just going to do it. Because that's what I used to be so big on, was like, oh, I want to do it in order. Like, it's such a stupid way to think about it, but like, oh, I want to do these games in order. I want to get it this. Like, no, I'm going to do it. If I want to play something, I'm just going to go play it. That's just what it's going to come down to. I'm going to stop thinking so much into, I have to do this game first and this game before I can actually go play this game. So anyway, that little rant, that little 30-second rant. But yeah, like I said, this week I plan on playing Game of Thrones on stream, Sekiro on stream, possibly Odyssey if they put some new feats out. And that's probably all I'll play on stream. I might do some like Battlefront stuff, like by myself, like playing certain game modes that I have to play, like Supremacy and some other game mode. But other than that, there's Sekiro and Game of Thrones will probably be my two main games. And like I said, if you guys show up to the streams, if you don't show up to the streams, shame on you. If you show up to the streams, if you think it'd be a good idea to kind of do an easy platinum before the stream starts, or before I get into like the main game for the stream, then let me know down below, or like when you show up to the stream. And then what I'll do is I can just go through my easy game folder and we'll just pick one and we'll just play it and we'll just get the platinum and then, or 100%, and then we'll just move on with our day. So if you're into that, definitely let me know. If you're not watching my streams, then go follow me on Twitch and watch my streams, because I need help. Please help me. But anyway, I hope you guys did enjoy the video. If you did, be sure to leave a like. Let me know what you guys have been playing down in the comments below. If you've gotten anything done really cool the past week, or if you plan on playing some new cool games in the upcoming week or anything like that, definitely let me know down in the comments below. Down in the description below, you'll find links to all types of stuff. You'll find links to my Twitter, again, my Twitch. Can't put that plug in enough. You'll find links to this website right here. If you want to go take a look at my profile for yourself, you'll find a link to all my platinums that I've earned over the past who knows how many years. So if you want to go check out any of those, there's a link to all that down in the description below. Anyway, like I said, if you did enjoy the video, be sure to leave a like. If you did like the audio quality of this video, let me know, like my voice and everything, because like I said, I'm taking some new measures, trying some new stuff. So if you did like it, let me know. If you didn't like it, let me know so I can switch it. But yeah, like I said, if you did enjoy the video, be sure to leave a like. If you've made it this far and you haven't subscribed, consider subscribing for more trophy content like this. And I hope to see you all around sometime soon.